All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Thursday, September 6th, no, September 17th, 2020. Today's Patrick Mahomes' birthday, the winner of Thursday Night Football last week. And I see somebody in the chat said, Cincinnati coach can go 2-16 tonight. I saw the exact same thing. We know Cleveland loves a good 2-1-6 riddle. Again, that's the area code in Cleveland. And the game is in Cleveland tonight. If Mayfield wins, he'll also be 9-6 at home, I believe, and Cincinnati's 96. There are some encouraging signs there for the Browns tonight, which we'll talk more about. We got a baseball game up early, so I just want to talk about this early game in case you want to take a swing at it. And then we'll review yesterday. And if I man out, somebody called me up after the show yesterday. They said, I just want one pick. I was going through the baseball games, and I listed off like a few that were good, and they all came through except for the one. I was like, it's probably the safest one out of all those games. The White Sox looked pretty solid tonight. Well, the White Sox didn't win. Hopefully, he went with the other ones I mentioned, but I felt bad about that. He called me after the show. But other than that, baseball was good. It was the White Sox were pretty much the only real disappointment yesterday. And man, they looked good, but frustrating. Anyway, this first game today, the Red Sox at the Marlins. Yesterday we did good with the first game. Nationals looked good. A nice payout yesterday to put those Rays at 17-9. We found a real pattern there with Tampa Bay and 179 this year. But this first game today, not nearly as valuable. We talked about how the Red Sox should get to at least 32 losses in the series because the Marlins have the double connection to 32. They picked up that loss yesterday. And the interleague play records for these teams: Boston 7-9, Miami is 8-8. They might end up being 9-9 eventually. They got to play 2 more games. There's nothing that really screams out about the interleague play record, or anything other than the Red Sox have already reached the 32 loss part. The only stat I see today that could be favorable for anyone is Nathan Eovaldi, the pitcher for Boston. I should also note the Miami pitcher is on 32 wins. Marlins is 32, Boston's 32. He could stay there, but Eovaldi can pick up his 49th win today, and that's a Marlins number. Marlins equals 49. He's on 56 losses. So, again, that's probably the best clue in this game. It's interesting that Boston is the favorite. It doesn't seem like they should be the favorite, seeing as how they have a significantly worse record than the Marlins. They're not good on the road, so very strange that Boston's the favorite. Eovaldi, if he did win, notice he would also be 3-2. Marlins is 32, Boston's 32. So the riddle's through Eovaldi. And again, I want to remind people who are new, when you only have a riddle through a pitcher, you won't. Sometimes the riddle through the pitcher can be really solid and you feel good about it. And I'll make it clear when it's that kind of riddle. The riddle with Eovaldi's okay. It's not great. But what you really want to find when you're looking for baseball games is when the pitchers agree with what you're looking at already in the records. When there's something in the records that jump out, that's when it's good. And then when you look at the pitchers and the pitchers are also lining up with what you're seeing in the record, that's when you found a really good game. Those games don't fail that much. When you're going with just a pitcher, it's risky because pitchers get no decisions all the time. They get pulled. So anyway, that's the one early game. Red Sox are favorites. Doesn't seem like they should be, but they have the slightly better riddle because of Eovaldi. That said, I'd probably wait till we go through the rest of the games today because there will probably be better riddles. So to review yesterday, we thought the Nationals would upset the Rays. They were a nice payout yesterday, and the reason we knew that is because we were locked into this 1-7-9 pattern with the Rays and Tampa Bay sports this year. So remember, this 17-9, 1-7-9, follow this because we see how it's connected to hockey, it's connected to baseball, it's connected to football. I suspect we'll see a lot of this over the course of the rest of the season. So the Rays fell to 17-9. Remember, Buccaneers equals 179. Tampa Bay Lightning equals 179. The Lightning can advance to the Stanley Cup tonight. We talked about that yesterday. If they don't advance tonight, they might be in trouble. The Islanders have some numbers. So I haven't done a lot of work with hockey this year, though. It wouldn't surprise me if the Stanley Cup ended up starting on the day leaving 103 days left in the year since the 103rd season. That's this Saturday. It's also the 102nd Stanley Cup if they started on a Sunday. It's the 103rd season, but the 102nd Stanley Cup. Again, the season began October 2nd, 10/2. But anyway, the Nationals got it done yesterday. The Athletics and Rockies was a little bit iffy, but Marquez seemed to have the good riddle to win, and Marquez did not win. So that might have been a disappointment because Marquez could have got that 41st win and improved to 3-5. Rockies 35, Oakland 41. Again, that's where there's how that would keep the Brewers on 11 home wins. It looks like we got disconnected. It says I'm reconnected. I didn't realize it disconnected me. Hopefully we weren't dropped for too long there, but we're just reviewing. Again, we talked about the Bucks 179 pattern. Hopefully you heard that. Everything is connected. We're hardwired. Okay, we're connected again. I'm just trying to see that we can stay connected because every time it's reconnecting, it's disconnecting almost instantly. But right now we've been up for like 10 seconds, which is a record here for the last 10 minutes. Again, apologies everyone. This really shouldn't be happening. Again, I'm hardwired, got good stuff. The IT company's been out here. They say everything's fine with the line. It's just something about when we do the live streams, it starts having problems. It seems like it's tampering. But I'm going to move ahead because I think we're connected right now. So I was reviewing yesterday, and hopefully we didn't miss too much what I was saying while it was dropping out, before I caught on that we were dropping out. But like the Reds and Pirates game yesterday, this looked pretty good because we saw the Pirates could get the 8th straight loss of the season and do it against the Reds because Reds equals 19, the 8th prime, plus the Pirates got the 19th loss in the division. So the Pirates picked up their 8th straight loss against an appropriate opponent. The Reds and Seattle, the only two teams with 19 connections. The Mets looked like the better play yesterday over the Phillies because we saw the Phillies starting pitcher could get his 39th loss, big New York number. He didn't get credited with the loss, but his team still lost. So the Mets got it done there, beat the Phillies. The Yankees and the Blue Jays, there wasn't much of a read there, but I said it kind of feels like the Yankees are getting their mojo back, so they won it big against the Blue Jays again. 20-6 the day before, 13-2 the day after, 33 runs in 2 games, New York 33. The Royals and Tigers, I didn't really see anything in this game, iffy game. We talked about how the Orioles could be a nice upset yesterday, picking up the 22nd win over the Braves. Braves 22. They picked up that 22nd win. That's a strong number with the Braves, 22. So Orioles got that. The White Sox looked good to me yesterday. Giolito, he became 4-3. So the 43 played in this series. Remember, George Floyd is 43. George Floyd killed on the corner of Chicago Avenue in Minneapolis. So where 52 normally plays for Minnesota, the 43 played twice in this series. That's something to take note of. But there were a number of things there that looked good for the White Sox. What their home record would have been against the Twins, making the Twins 9-16, the reflection of that 169, which has been playing for the White Sox. Giolito could have got his 32nd career win, a Twins number that's been playing. But the White Sox stayed on 32 wins against the Twins. Could have been part of it. But that was the biggest disappointment to me yesterday out of the games we went with. I thought the White Sox would come through. The Rangers and Astros, the score the day before was 4-1. Had the Astros won, they would have been 4-1 versus the Rangers. They did lose yesterday, so they became 3-2 against the Rangers. Houston's 32. That was the one risk of that game. So Astros didn't prevail against the Rangers. Brewers and Cardinals, I didn't see anything for Game 2. Good call. Yesterday, good call by the caller about the Cubs and Indians game. What he observed, I was like, oh man, how was I overlooking that? And that's what happened. The Cubs became 9-5 in interleague play. Big year of 95. And Cleveland Indians equals 95. So caller was right on with that observation about the Cubs becoming 9-5 in interleague play. Like I said with the Diamondbacks-Angels game, probably stay away because the Angels had a pattern to win, but they blew a good pattern the first game. And so often when a team blows a really strong pattern, it's not a good sign for the other typically consistent patterns for that series. So the Angels blow 2 games in a row. that normally are things that line up well for them. And the Giants did win yesterday. We talked about them becoming 9-7 in interleague play because Mariners is 97. 97 is the 25th prime. Giants is 25. So the Giants got it done. If the Giants win today, they'll be 10-7 in interleague play, and Seattle's 107. So a lot more right than wrong yesterday. White Sox, Astros, I was on the wrong side of those games. And yeah, Marquez too. I was leaning more towards Marquez. The riddle was through him, but other than that, the games we liked were there. So okay day. We'll try to have a better day today. It's better to be close to perfect. And while we're connected, I'm gonna try to breeze through while we're connected. The NBA game today. Here, let's just do the NBA and NFL real quick, and then we'll do the baseball games. So we talked about whoever won the first game would likely win the second game, and there was a few reasons for that. So the Heat are up 1-0. They could start 2-0 today. Heat equals 20. It's 20-20. Both rounds of the East, the last round of the playoffs, both series began 2-0. And let me see. We also did talk about how what really stood out about last game is how if the Heat did win last game, both the teams would be 2-2 against each other. Big number. Boston 22, Basketball 22, King 22, Miami Heat 79, the 22nd prime, Orlando 79, the 22nd prime. So they're 2-2 against each other for the year right now because the Heat won game one. But here's some things that stand out. If the Heat won tonight, they'd be 13-6 in the bubble, a bit like 136, the 16th triangular number. Heat equals 16. And if the Celtics lost tonight, they would become 8-5 in the playoffs. Basketball 85, Boston 85. Also, maybe this matters, maybe not. If the Heat won tonight, they'd be 10-1 in the playoffs, kind of like 101, and it's the 101st NFL season, and it's Patrick Mahomes' birthday, and he just won the Super Bowl in Miami. And speaking of which, I just want to see how many days it is from the day he won the Super Bowl, because we know the way they do riddles between sports, so maybe there's something there with that. It is his birthday. 228 days. You know what it would be? It would be a span of 229 days, which is the 50th prime. Chiefs is 50. They won their first Super Bowl in 50 years over San Francisco. So there might be something more to think about with that. Let's see. Yeah, those are the things that really jump out to me. Just about how we talked about how the riddles there that if, had the Celtics won, they would have had a riddle to win 2 in a row, but now the Heat have that riddle, so I'm sticking with that initial thought. I think things are a little bit better for the Heat tonight. The best thing I could say for the Celtics, if you like the Celtics, is if they win, they're 14-7. And while that number doesn't really connect to the NBA season per much, they're just numbers that come together a lot. World Series has that connection. Again, from the first NFL Sunday to Super Bowl Sundays, 147 days later. And that's because if you write out Master Builder, it equals 147, and the Master Builder's 22. So in that regard, you could see how 22 connects to Boston and basketball. But that would have to be the Celtics riddle, getting to 14-7. So I just know how big 85 is with Boston and basketball. It's hard for me to imagine them at this point not falling to 8-5 in the playoffs. And again, remember, they swept the first round 4-0. The last round with Toronto, they went 4-3. So they were 8-3 coming into this series. They lost that first game to fall to 8-4. They lose tonight, they're 8-5. And just for anyone out there who likes Boston, if Boston did win tonight, they'd be 9-4 and 14-7 in the bubble. There's also a relationship with those numbers. If you write out 94 as a word, it's 147. So that's possible, but I'm thinking that 85 is just right where it's at. That's the big basketball Boston number. And again, that's why I've said for years I think that they lead the NBA in championships because they're the basketball city. Boston's 85-22, basketball's 85-22. And when I first started, I only knew those two ciphers. I didn't know the reverse. But I think Heat's got a good chance here to come out to a 2-0 lead. And And if Butler did win, again, to me, between the two teams, the stronger riddle's for LA to play Boston, even if they fall in a 2-0 hole. But the one thing that was there for Butler is if he won this series, he'd get his 34th playoff win to advance to the NBA Finals. And imagine if it was Butler and the Heat versus the Lakers, and they only won one game in the series, Butler'd be on 35 wins in the playoffs. To me, that's not as good, though, as how the Lakers can pick up their 35th playoff win over the Celtics. So that would be the other narrative, even outside of the numbers for the Celtics tonight, just to stay more competitive in the series rather than getting into that 2-0 hole. But 2-0 is not the end of the world. Plenty of teams come back from 2-0. So my thoughts on basketball, and then football tonight. My thoughts. Again, remember the password for basketball is King James, one word, all lowercase. For football, it's in caps, NFL 2020, all one word. And I've only put in the stuff for Bengals, Browns. I got to put in the rest still. But there's a 41 and I think a 13 on the board here tonight for Thursday night football. The TNF numbers usually play. You do have 66 date numerology. Let me plug that in. That's a Cincinnati number. So Cincinnati playing on a 66 date. Joe Burrow looking for his first NFL career win. But here's what really stands out. It's the 94th game between these teams. The Browns are 42-51 versus the Bengals. 26-20 at home. You do have the 21 date numerology, but again, the date numerology can often be misleading, but that's one thing that could go against the Browns. Notice if they do win, they get that 43rd win. That could be symbolic because there's a lot of 43 going on this year. Brady, 43 years old. Cam Newton goes to the Patriots, gets his 43rd career win at home by beating the Dolphins 43, replacing 43-year-old Tom Brady. Remember, Belichick has the relationship with the Browns. He started his coaching career with the Browns. His mom just died on Brady's 43rd day of his age on Monday. But here's what really jumps out. Mayfield can get his 13th win tonight, and TNF is 13. And I want to say that Deshaun Watson got a 13 against him last week in the loss column. But the other thing is Mayfield can become, I guess I missed an F in his name. Mayfield can become 9-6 at home in Cincinnati's 96. So 9-6 at home versus Cincy, get the 13th career win on TNF. And if he did win, he'd become 4-1 versus Cincinnati. And TNF's also 41. And I forgot to write down one thing about Mayfield's stats, so hold on. Let me pull him up one more time. I wanted to write what he was at home against Cincinnati as well. So hold on. Just take a second here. Whoops, wrong thing. Okay, so Cincinnati. He won at Cincinnati 35-20. He won at home 26-18. He won at home 27-19. He lost at home 23-33. So he's 2-1 at home. So I'm just going to plug that in there. He is 2-1 at home versus Cincy. And Burrow looking for his first career win, first road game, Battle of Ohio. The other thing that really jumps out is if the Bengals coach loses, he's 2-16. Cleveland's the 216 area code. They bring 216 together a lot with Cleveland. So to me, things look better for the Browns here. Home teams right now are 1-0 on TNF. They could start the year 2-0 for 2020. I also just put up the primetime stats. Oh, actually, hold on. Hold on. That's not right for primetime stats. Because I forgot to include Sunday Night Football. And I'm trying to... the Rams won on Sunday Night Football, didn't they? So home teams are actually 2-2. Because the Chiefs... So the two teams that... The Rams just came over from Missouri, right? They're in LA now, but Chiefs and Rams were in the same state not that long ago. So Chiefs won at home, Rams won at home over the Cowboys, and then both home teams lost. So home teams are actually 2-2 in primetime football. And I'm just going to do a better job. So TNF 1-0. Let's do it like this. SNF 1-0. Monday Night Football 0-2. And these things will end up paying dividends down the season because there will become some really clear riddles on prime time with the matchups. Earlier part of the season, not as helpful, but as we keep track of it as the season goes on, it will become helpful. So, anyway, I can't overlook this 2-1-6 thing for the Bengals coach. And, again, the TNF numbers are there for Mayfield, getting the 13th win, 4-1 versus Cincy. The only thing I can really say about the Bengals is the 66 date numerology, but again, that's not a consistent way to pick games. Today does also leave 105 days left in the year, which is the 14th triangular number. I should have wrote that. 105, 14th triangular number. That means if you add 1 through 14 together, it equals 105. TNF's a 14 number. If there's a player on the field with a 14 today, a fantasy player, position player number 14, I could see 14 having a good day today. From Cincinnati's perspective, they could also fall to 1-4 versus Mayfield, you know. So that's the way the 14 could play against them. And also, I guess one other thing you could say is the Browns are looking for that 43rd win, which is the 14th prime. So, okay, so I'm going to speed through the baseball now, and then we'll take your calls on all these things. Remember, we were having some internet connectivity issues to start the show, unfortunately. It seems like we're in the clear right now, so I just want to get through it while we still can. When I'm done, I'll open it up for calls. This first game, the only thing, I was saying, there's just one thing that stands out to me about this first game. And, again, I don't like going with just pitchers, but if Eovaldi does win today, he'll get his 49th career win, and Marlins is 49. So Eovaldi has a riddle to win, but there's nothing real definitive in the team's records or interleague play records. If Boston does win, who's the favorite on the road, even though it doesn't seem like they should be, they will stay at those 32 losses, the overlap number, Marlins 32, Miami Marlins 131, the 32nd prime, Boston 32. Eovaldi with a win would be 3-2. But that's, again, it's always better when you have a good riddle with the pitcher and a good riddle in the team records. We're missing the team record component. Okay, so let's do the rest of the games. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 games today. Well, I think 11 more games. 12 total. Let me count it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And again, I mean, sometimes it might be, we've done that in the past, paid attention to how many games there were in the day, and sometimes there's just a larger riddle with the group of teams and the date numerology. Sometimes you start looking at too many numbers, though, it makes things confusing. But okay, Twins at White Sox. Okay, let's make sure our records are right. I do believe they are. Let's see. 10-15 away, 16-10 at home, so it's the series that got us yesterday. So we're 2-1 in this series right now. Try to keep a winning record here. Let's see. Okay. Double check all this stuff. White Sox are 24-11 in the Central. Twins are 21-16. White Sox next wins 25, the reflection of that 52. And again, today's date numerology. The date numerology for today, it's a 66 date, it's a 30 date, it's a 21 date. Primary methods, the lesser date numerology is 46. Again, it's the 261st day of the year, leaving 105 remaining. 105, the 14th triangular. 66, 30, 21, the numbers we really want to remember. Okay. That 21 could go against the Twins. Their next loss is the 21st. 21's the 6th triangular. Twins would also stay on 21 wins in the Central. Okay, Twins are big favorites today. Let's run the pitchers here. Maeda versus Lopez. Kenta Maeda versus Ronaldo Lopez. Maeda comes in with 52 wins and 36 losses. Well, what jumps out about that right away is if he lost, he'd get his 37th loss. Chicago in 37, a strong pattern. So Maeda could get his 37th loss today. That's the Twins pitcher who's the favorite. That would make him fall to 5-2 if he did, the number that hangs around with Minnesota. The 52 is very good with Minnesota. It has, in this series though, the 43's been playing, but 43's not on the board. So Maeda has a reason to get his 37th loss. So that stands out right away because there's value in the White Sox today. And Reynaldo Lopez, let's see. He's 26-33. His next win in the AL is 22. That's a Twins number. Let me get my MLB cheat sheet up here. Twins is 22 in the most pure cipher. You could get his, well, Twins also has the 31 connection with the S. The 22 is more pure. So you could actually make an argument for him either way. But it does stand out that Maeda can get his 37th loss. That is a very consistent number with Chicago. So White Sox have an upset narrative here. The only thing is if the White Sox didn't win, they'd stay on that 32 against the Twins, and Twins and 32 is also a number. Twins is 32 with the reverse reduction. But there's definitely value in the White Sox. Again, out of everything, that 37 stands out because we saw how the Twins could get the losses with the date numerology. 37, very consistent in Chicago. All right, the D-backs and the Angels. If the Diamondbacks lost today, they'd have a prime number relationship in their record. They'd be 8-19. This series has been goofy, but I do see if the Diamondbacks lose, they will get. This should be the last game in the series. Let me double check that. I see if the Diamondbacks lose today, they will get that 32nd loss, which is an Angels number. Oh, and they would go into Houston on 32 as well, because. But you know what? Ugh. Yeah, I don't think, maybe I'm not going to mess with the Angels and Diamondbacks because it's been a goofy series. Because if the Diamondbacks didn't lose, they'd go into Houston on 31, and that's the more pure Houston number. Houston is 31 and 32, but man, Houston and 31 shows up a lot. So I guess I'll just take a peek at the pitchers just in case. But yeah, just the first two games of this series already said a lot. So let's see. Diamondbacks 8-6 in interleague play. Angels 4-10. And we'll look at the pitchers real quick. Alex Young versus Griffin Canning. Alex Young 9-8. Oh man, he could become. It doesn't have to happen in the start, but remember, Arizona Diamondbacks equals 99 when you use the master numerology of K. And that 99 shows up a lot with the Diamondbacks. 13 equals 99. LA, the land of 13. I'm almost getting sucked into this game here. All right, let's see. Canning is 5-9. And Diamondbacks is 96, the reflection. Again, if the Diamondbacks did lose, they would get that 32nd loss. That is an Angels number. Angels 32. So, if Canning got the win, he'd be 1-3, the LA number. Angels could pick up the 21st win on the 21 date. I'll let you think about it. Again, the Angels had good riddles the last 2 days. We knew to stay away from it yesterday after they blew the first one. But there is some rhyme and reason for that 32nd loss because that is an Angels number, and they could go into Houston on 32, which is a Houston number. Though I guess my only concern is that the series has been off, and the 31 is a Houston number as well. Alex Young 9-9, though, could make a bit of sense. All right, let's keep shopping. There's got to be better games. All right, so we already know the score with the Giants. We talked about how the Giants had a good chance to win yesterday to get to 9-7 in interleague play. If they win today, they're 10-7 in interleague play, and Seattle is 107. And I see that ESPN didn't move the Mariners' home records, so here, let me double check that the Diamondbacks and Angels records are right, and then we'll double check the Giants and Mariners, because this has to be wrong based on what they had yesterday. Diamondbacks 8-18 away, correct. Angels 12-14 at home. If the Angels win, they'd be 13-14. LA equals 13-14. Another thought. Okay, and then Giants. Let's see, Mariners. Wow, that means that, okay, so that means that yesterday MLB.com and ESPN.com had the Mariners home record wrong, because they're both showing this today. Yesterday they both had them at 12-9. That's annoying because the Giants had the better riddle yesterday, but the only chance the Mariners had was becoming 13-9. So it wasn't really on the board yesterday? Huh. They both had the stats wrong together. Okay. Well, very interesting. This is a makeup from September 15th, and the Giants are 9-15 away. Interesting. All right. But the interleague play record is right. So the Mariners are 6-9 in interleague play. And the Giants... Wait, what in the world? Is nothing updated? All right, we got to be careful with the stats today, because the Giants should be 9-7 in interleague play. It's showing them at 8-7. Let me see. All right, here, I'm doing it on this site to see. All right, they got them at 4-10. No, wrong team. 6-10. Okay, they're updated on MLB.com. They got the Giants now at 9-7, which is what we were looking at yesterday, because Mariners 97, the 25th prime. If the Giants win today, they're 10-7 in interleague play, and Seattle's 107. All right, that's the top riddle for the Giants to get to 10-7 in interleague play. Just always to look at the other side. Because Mariners is 97, the 25th prime, the Giants can get their 25th win or loss. So the or loss would be the devil's advocate narrative. Because I guess they weren't really 12-9 at home. Again, that was the one thing we talked about yesterday. It looked better for the Giants, but if the Mariners won, they'd be 13-9, like 139, the 34th prime, also a Giants connection. I know that Seattle on 107 does pretty well, so I'm going to stick with that thought. Let's double check the pitchers, though. Anderson versus Marjavicius. Anderson's 20-27. He has a chance at his 21st win on the 21-date numerology. Only concern is he could get his 28th loss. Seattle, if you use the rule with S, is 28. And let's see, Marjavicius. He's wearing 52. He's 3-9. His next, he's 3-9. If he won, he'd be 4-9. You think San Francisco, you think 49ers, Washington equals 49ers in Washington State. I still think the top riddle here is that 10-7 in interleague play for the Giants, doing that in Seattle, 107. All right. Rays and the Orioles. I hope our records are right. I find it weird that MLB and I've never seen them both be off together. All right. They got the Rays 14-9 away. Baltimore 12-16 at home. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Double check the division stats. Baltimore 11-18 versus the East. Tampa 23-12. If they'd lost just one in the series, they'd get to 13 losses. Baltimore 41, the 13th prime. Right now, Baltimore is 5-3 on Sundays. If they won on Sunday, they'd be 6-3, and Rays is 63. Only problem is if they lost, they'd be 5-4. Jesuit number on Sunday. Let's see. Today's gonna be the 50th game for both teams actually. Tampa Bay big favorites. Blake Snell comes in 4-1. All right, let's look at the pitchers. Snell is 42-29. We got 30-date numerology. Next win is 43. That's a Tampa Bay Rays number. Doesn't really connect with the Orioles, I don't believe. Let me check their ballpark. 43-29. I think this Dean Kramer guy is new. Number 64, 2 starts. Yeah, he's pitching well so far, but not a lot to go off of. Well, I don't see anything super clear for this game. Tampa Bay is a big favorite on the road. Last 2 games, the Orioles had good riddles to upset. They did, but I don't see anything that's really great for them today that stands out. And yeah, it's a doubleheader today too. I suppose if the Rays won both games, they'd get to 16-9, like 169 square root, or not, yeah, square root of 169 is 13, which has the connection with Baltimore, because Baltimore's 41, the 13th prime, but I feel like I'm doing too much math to make sense of that, so here, let's look at the pitchers in the next game in case, oh, we only got one. Bruce Zimmerman, let's see, I don't even know who that is. Bruce Zimmerman. Is this a new guy? Yeah, I know the Zimmerman name, but not Bruce Zimmerman. He must be a new guy. Bruce Zimmerman. Non-roster invitee. Huh. If Tampa Bay won both, they'd be 33-18. Just what I would see in that record is Tampa Bay has that 137 connection, the 33rd prime, baseball 18. It counts as a home game, the second game for the Rays. Okay, let's keep shopping. So the Yankees putting up some serious runs the last 2 days. This is the last game of the series, I believe. Yankees smashed them Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't think they played Monday. So if the Yankees swept today, I just see that the Blue Jays would looks like the Red Sox are coming out and threatening early. Okay. And we saw that Marlins pitcher could get that 49. What was it? No, the Boston pitcher can get the 49th win over the Marlins. And the Red Sox are looking like they're going to put up at least a run this inning. Okay. If the Blue Jays got beat today, they'd get their 23rd loss. And sweep equals 23, and Blue Jays is 23. They'd get swept. So there could be a sweep riddle if they pick up the 23rd loss. And remember, they'd stay on 26 wins against the Yankees. Yankees 26, we talked about that. If they got swept, they'd stay on 26, big Yankees number. And let's see. Let's double check to make sure our stats are right. 14-15 away, 20-7 at home. Okay, that's correct. And division records. 19-13 versus the East. 17-15 versus the East. All right, let's check our pitchers. Chase Anderson versus Tanaka. 53-41. His next win's 54, big baseball number. His next loss is 42. NYC has the 42 connection. Nothing real clear with numbers for against the Yankees. And Tanaka. Yeah, Tanaka got his 77th win on September 11th. Remember that? His next win is 78, a New York number. He could pick up 78 in New York. Yankees looking to make a statement after getting in a little bit of a lull. Only thing I see that could go against Tanaka is falling to 2 and 3, because that's a Blue Jays number. But, again, the Blue Jays staying on 26 wins could make some sense. They play Philadelphia next, too, and Philadelphia's 101, the 26th prime, so they could go into that Philadelphia series on 26 wins. And let's see about the Yankees. Yankees at the Red Sox next. Well, if their next loss of the season was 22, that's the big Boston number. So their next series is at Boston. Could make sense to get number 22 in Boston. That must be a series through Sunday. 3-game series. No, looks like it goes... Oh, yeah, 3-game series. Let's think about that. So let's just imagine that the Yankees, they win today, right? They'd be at 29 wins. They'd have a 3-game series with Boston. If they won 2 and lost 1, they'd be 31 and 22. Boston does have the connection to 22, 31, as well as 32. So that'd be the argument for them to sweep Boston, but then they wouldn't get that 22nd loss. I don't think the Blue Jays had... Let me double check my... We do have the lesser date numerology of 46. I forgot to mention that. That's one thing they go against Tanaka, getting the 46th loss on the lesser 46 date, but I don't know. I'm thinking the Blue Jays staying on 26 against the Yankees is where it's at. The Yankees seem to be on fire with the bats right now. Okay. Mets and Phillies. All right. So Nola's back on the mound against Seth Lugo. I see Lugo has a chance to get to 3 and 3, the New York number. Let's see. If the Phillies lost, they'd get their 12th home loss. That's a Mets number. Let's make sure it's all right. 16-11, 10 and 13 away. We do have that 66 date numerology. 60. Wait. Okay. Like, what is going on with the records right now? Why are the records so off? It says the Phillies are 16-11 at home, and it says the Mets are 10 and 13. Oh, shit, I'm looking at the wrong thing. My bad, you guys. I'm tripping on that one. Phillies are 16-11 at home. Mets are 12 and 14 away. Okay, that's correct. Thank God. But okay, that Mets 12 thing does stand out. So if the Phillies get beat, they'll get their 12th home loss against the Mets. Mets got the 12 connection. And, again, we did see that Lugo could get to 3 and 3, a New York number. Let's look more at Lugo and Nola. Lugo's number 21 on the 21 date numerology. He's 24 and 18 for his career. His next win is 25. Not really a lot of rhyme and reason to his next win or loss. And let's see what Nola's got. Nola can also pick up his 39th loss today. Now, was it Nola that we were... No. It was Wheeler that we were looking at yesterday because he came over from New York. So 2 days in a row, the same scenario. The Phillies starter can get his 39th loss. Now, yesterday, Wheeler didn't get his 39th loss, but his team did lose. So, similar thing with Nola today. He can get his 39th loss. Maybe he gets the decision, maybe not. But it looks like a good indicator that the Mets could upset here. So Nola for the 39th loss is one sign. The Phillies with their 12th home loss is another, because Mets is 12. You could make an argument for Lugo getting to 3-3 because that's a New York number. And let's also look at the division. Mets 14-18 versus the East. Phillies 20-15. Now the only thing I see here for the Phillies is that division record. You got the 21 date numerology. Mets is 21 with the S. So that would have to be the Phillies narrative, picking up the 21st win in the East. But honestly, 39 in New York's usually what plays. Mets in 12 plays. I think things look a little bit better for the Mets, but realize not a one-way street because the Phillies have the division record as their narrative. Okay, Cardinals and Pirates. So the Pirates are on an 8-game losing streak, and we talked about how if they picked up that 8th straight loss today, they could potentially get the 9th straight loss today against St. Louis, because Cardinals have the 45 connection, which is the 9th triangular number. And I see that if the Cardinals won today, they'd be 23-23. That's the 23 is the 9th prime number, so it could be a big tribute to 9. And what month are we in? We're in September, the 9th month of the Gregorian calendar. So just right there on the surface, I'm thinking Cardinals are probably going to win this game to get to 23-23, the 9th prime, and give the Pirates their 9th straight loss, and I suppose keep them on 9 home wins in doing so. Okay, so that's the initial thought. We'll see if greater analysis changes my mind, but that's what's really jumping out here. Let's make sure our records are right. 11-12 away, 9-14 at home, correct. 15-15. We talked about that, how the Cardinals, we said that if that happened to them yesterday, they'd be 15-15. Okay, they did that. And the Brewers became 16-16. They had that doubleheader yesterday. Pirates 12-19 in the Central. And let's look at our pitchers. Hudson versus Brault. Hudson's 23-10. You have the 66th date, the 11th triangular number. I'm not going to put too much weight on that. He's number 43, the 14th prime. You can keep the Pirates on 14 wins. You could also argue 14 home losses. Let's see, Brault. Brault number 21. Got the 21 date numerology. But no 21's on the board. 21's the 6th triangular number. He's 11-15. I don't think that really matters. All that stands out to me is the Pirates can get that 9th straight loss. They got the 8th straight loss by the numbers yesterday against the 19 team, 19 the 8th prime. Cardinals have the 45 connection. And 45 is the 9th triangular number. Cardinals also have the 81 connection. The square root of 81 is 9, so this looks like a 9 riddle to me. Cardinals get to 23-23. The 9th prime. And let's pay attention to what they're doing with the Cardinals. They're doing some pretty mathematical stuff with the Cardinals, and they started off with the big Wuhan coronavirus outbreak, so something to think about with that potentially. Make sure I'm not missing anything else. Okay. The Indians and the Tigers. Woo, the Indians are huge favorites. Let's hope we have a good riddle with the Tigers here. Could be a Cleveland type of night, right? They look like they got the riddle in Thursday Night Football. Playing Detroit, who just came off the scripted. Isn't it just something else what they do to Detroit Lions fans? I mean, imagine being a Detroit Lions fan this past Sunday. Your team never wins. It looks like you're dominating the Bears, what you want to see. You love to beat your division teams, and then you give up 21 straight points in the fourth quarter to lose. And thank God they did, because you guys were ready to kill me on Sunday. Should go back and read some of the messages and emails I got. How come none of you guys responded later and said, all right, I overreacted? I guess you guys probably already knew that. Hopefully you're still here. But, woo, there were some mad people on Sunday when the Bears were down, because I said that was the best riddle of the day. And remember that about strong riddles. Sometimes they're the craziest narratives. Just like that. But anyway, make sure our records are right. 14-12. 11-12 at home. If Detroit did win, the one thing I could say about them is they'd be 12-12. Detroit's 37 in the most pure cipher, the 12th prime. So that'd be just a potential upset narrative on the surface. But then again, the Indians come in on those 12 away losses. They could stay right on that in Detroit. I imagine this is a 3-game series. Let me see if they play Monday. If not, then I know it'll be a 3-game series. Yeah, they don't play Monday, so 3-game series. Wow, Boston got out of the situation. Wasn't there a runner on first and third with no outs? How do you not... Does nobody know how to bunt on that team? How do you not get a run home with runners on first and third with no outs? This is the new... I hate the new era of baseball. Nobody can close a game. Nobody knows how to manufacture runs. There's just so many situations like that in baseball that are just improbable that happen all the time now. If you know how to play baseball, it could never be more fixed. It's almost impossible to not get a run home with a runner on first and third with no outs. Could have brought in a little league team and they would have got the job done. Anyway... Let's see what Bieber's got going on. Somebody's got a riddle here. Shane Bieber, 33-14. 33-14. Tigers 33. 7-1 for the year. How about Casey Mize? Casey Mize, number 12. Hey. Could he get his team to 12-12 at home? Detroit 37, the 12th prime. I'm looking for an upset narrative here just because it's a big payout. Why don't I do this? I hadn't done this today because it actually hasn't been that helpful, but I'm going to do it. Tigers, Indians, head-to-head 2020. Let's see. Wait, this isn't the site that I want. It's this site that I want. Okay. Cleveland is 4-2 versus the Tigers. 4-2. Thinking about if anything makes sense to go one way or the next day. I suppose if the Tigers won, they'd be 3-4 versus the Indians. Indians is 34. You might want to think about the Tigers in a parlay today. Just because there's a chance of that 12-12 at home thing. Huge multiplier effect if the rest of your picks are right. So I don't really see anything too crucial here. All that stands out I'm just looking for a potential upset narrative to see if there's any value in it. There's a chance that 12-12 with number 12 on the mound. Detroit 37, the 12th prime. Did I skip the division records? Detroit can get their 21st loss on the 21 date. So that could go against them. Cleveland comes in 16-16. If the Tigers got swept because it's a 3-game series, they'd get their 23rd loss in the Central, sweep 23. And the Indians would stay on 12 away losses in Detroit. But a small parlay tonight, if you find a good group of games for the Tigers, may be worth a shot. The 12-12 is not out of the question. And watch for a parallel potentially just in the football and baseball game too. Because you got, the Cleveland team, Cleveland Browns facing the Bengals. You got the Cleveland Indians facing the Tigers. There's a cat thing going on. That black cat on the field last year. Make sure I'm not skipping some of the cat. Cat's 21. 21. I think there was 57 points scored last year in the game. If I remember right. Something like that. There was some 57 with that black cat coming on the field. Football game. We did see that the Tigers could get that 21st loss in the Central on the 21 date, I suppose, against the cat team. Or no, they're not playing against the Cat team. They are the Cat team. They'd stay on 21 wins as well. So that's the narrative against the Tigers is numerology. But that 12-12 might be worth a small bet. Okay, the Rangers and the Astros. If the Astros win, they're 18-7 at home, it looks like. That big Society of Jesus number. And they would get to 50-50. Rangers would pick up their 32nd loss, a Houston number. I think this is the last game of this series. Let's see. Yeah, last game. Yep, last game of the series. So if Rangers lose tonight, they'll have 32 losses. Houston number. And make sure the records are right. Rangers 12-19 versus the West. So they can get their 20th loss tonight. Astros is 20. So I feel good about that. The 32 and the 20. Houston 16-16, it doesn't matter. But the 20th loss in the West matters because Astros is 20, and the 32nd loss right here matters because Houston's 32. So that stands out. Let's see. Lyles versus Valdez. The Rangers pitcher's 44-64. And I don't think that matters. 44-64. Oh, he can get his 65th loss in Minute Maid Park. That's where it does matter. So Lyles can pick up his 65th loss in the right ballpark. So, okay, that matters. And Valdez 11-11. Well, Rangers is 37, the 12th prime, so that could go either way, but there's a lot more that's lining up for the Astros to win here. You got the Rangers' division record going against them, their overall record going against them. Jordan Lyles can pick up the right loss in the right ballpark, and the Society of Jesus numbers there, too, for the Astros with a win. Jesuit stamp. Okay, this Orioles-Rays doubleheader, again, I'm not crazy about it. All I could see is that if the Rays won both, they'd have a somewhat symbolic record, 33-18, because Tampa Bay has the 33 connection. 18's a baseball number, but again, there's nothing real concrete here for this game that I see. The first game is an away game. The second game is a home game, the way they're doing it. Makeup from August 27th. Let me just go back and check out one thing about that date. What? Why is it? What happens? It's the day leaving 126 days left in the year. Okay. Dodgers, Rockies. I see if the Rockies lost, they'd get their 16th home loss. Los Angeles 53, the 16th prime. Let me see. Rockies, Dodgers, head-to-head 2020. Okay, Dodgers 1, 2, 3, 4. Dodgers are 4-2 versus the Rockies this year. 4-2. And it looks like these are the first games played in Colorado. They haven't played in Colorado yet. Make sure the records are right. Correct. Dodgers have already clinched the postseason. Funny. I guess we are close to the end of the season, aren't we? It ends September 27th, the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome. If the Dodgers go 7-3 in their last, I think this is very likely, you guys. It will make a lot of sense if the Dodgers go 7-3 in their final games because they're supposed to play a 60-game schedule. They'd have 42 wins. And think about the Mookie Betts 42 rituals, Jackie and 42. So Dodgers closing out the year 7-3 would make a ton of sense. They'd be 42-18. The word race equals 18. Yes, I did purposely make the 18th chapter of my first book about the race war because I make the point about 18 in there. So I'm thinking the Dodgers are going to finish 42-18. And they're on a 2-game win streak right now. The Rockies lost their last game. Division record. 24-12 versus the West are the Dodgers. Rockies are 13-15. So they could pick up 16 in 2 ways tonight. Los Angeles 53, the 16th prime. If they only won 1 game, they could get swept or they could just win 1 game. They're on 13 wins versus the West. If they won just 1, they'd have 14. LA's 13-14. You know what? If the Dodgers sweep this series, look at how many wins they'll be at. They'll be at 38. Let me make sure it's a... Or hold on. No. Hold on. This is probably a 4-game series. So if they win 3 out of 4, they'll be on 38. Yeah, this is a 4-game series, Thursday through Sunday. So the Dodgers take 3 out of 4, they get to 38 wins. Don't you think that's pretty likely? Colorado 38, the 38th state. Rockies got the 163 connection, the 38th prime. Colorado Rockies 163, 38th prime. So I'm thinking the Dodgers win 3 out of 4 in this series. They'd be 22-8 if they did that. And don't the Rockies have a 228 connection as well? No, maybe not. I don't know why I thought that. United States of America is 228. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 228. Just in light of how Jackie Robinson Day this year was on MLK Day. MLK was killed in a 38 town. Well, I just misspoke. Jackie Robinson Day this year for the MLB was on the day of the anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech by MLK. But yeah, I like the Dodgers to win 3 out of 4 here. I think that's happening. And if they're going to win 3 out of 4, law of averages are on their side. Let's look at the pitchers tonight. Tony Gonsolin and Senzatella. Tony Gonsolin, number 46, the lesser 46 date. He's 5-3. Now the Dodgers have that 36 connection. The reflection is 6-3. So he could get to 6-3 tonight. And the Rockies, I don't think have a connection. Well, Rockies is 46. Like he wears 46. All right, let's look at Senzatella. If Senzatella loses tonight, he'll be 4-3. Colorado's 43. The ballpark is 52, but last time we saw this same situation, it was the 4-3 that played in Colorado. Let's see, Senzatella. 31-24. Well, those numbers don't exactly go. So I can't say that there's any super clear narrative directly for tonight's game, but I think the Dodgers are going to win 3 out of 4 here. If your thing allows you to make those kind of picks, I don't think that's a bad bet if the odds are there, because then they'll end up right on 38 in Colorado, the land of 38. Did I just look at the wrong pitchers for the wrong day? My bad, you guys. I looked at the wrong pitchers for the wrong day. Let me get the right pitchers for today. All right, we got Urias versus Freeland. Urias versus Freeland. Let's see. He's number 7 this year. He could become 13-7, like 137, the 33rd prime. I don't think that goes with the Rockies, though. How about the other guy? Freeland. 33-30. Got the 30-date numerology. Well, they're not exactly giving us the most clear stuff either. But, again, I do think the Dodgers will take 3 out of 4 in this series. So law of averages are in their favor. What's tomorrow? Just making sure I'm not overlooking anything. Yeah, I think Dodgers taking 3 out of 4 is very, very probable, as consistent as 38 is in Colorado. So, from the top, this Red Sox Marlins, the only thing to go off of was the only indicator for anything. And again, it's not the clearest read, but that Red Sox pitcher, if he wins today, he will get his 49th career win, and Marlins is 49. Again, it's always better when you have something to go off with a pitcher and a team record, and we're missing the team record piece. The Twins and White Sox, we saw that the Twins are big favorites, but if Maeda loses, he will get his 37th career loss against Chicago, and Chicago in 37 plays hard. So, if the Twins lost, they'd get that 21st loss on the 21 date numerology, and they'd stay on 21 wins in their division as well. So there's some value with the White Sox upset today. Angels and D-backs, I'm just going to stay away from it. The Angels seem to have the better numbers, but after they blew that good riddle in the first game, I just don't know. So if you're just trying to do dollar parlays and stick games together, and it's not the end of the world if it doesn't come through, I'm leaning Angels in that one. But again, that the series is showing me that it's probably not the best series to mess with. The Giants, if they win today, they're 10-7 in interleague play. Seattle is 107. We thought they'd probably win yesterday to set up so they could become 10-7 in interleague play today. So I'm riding with the Giants. Just as a word to the wise, Mariners is 97, the 25th prime, like how yesterday they became 9-7. The one thing that could go against the Giants is they could get the 25th win or loss. But I still like the 10-7 interleague play thing. Rays and Orioles. Rays are big favorites. I don't see anything, that's... God, is there anything football related here that I'm overlooking? I suppose just because, they did. I remember there was one of the Rays riddles earlier this year with the football was against Baltimore, because we said we have to remember that because we're like, okay, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. I suppose if the Rays won the first game, they'd be 15-9. That's like Scottish Rites 159. American football is credited to a Scottish Rite Freemason. So was Abner Doubleday, a Scottish Rite Freemason, who American baseball is credited to. But I'm not seeing any of the typical numbers here. So again, if the Rays won both, they'd be 33-18. Tampa Bay won 37, the 33rd prime baseball 18. But they'd also be 16-9 away, kind of like a 13 number. I'm just trying to search for something in that game. There's no real clear thing. Just looking at the potential number riddles. If the Blue Jays get swept today, they stay on 26 wins. Yankees 26. If they lose, 23rd loss. Blue Jays 23. Sweep 23. Tanaka can get his 78th career win in New York. New York 78. Yankees can get their 21st home win on the 21 date. Yankees seem like they're playing ball right now, so the bats are on fire. But biggest threat to the Yankees is Tanaka falling to 2-3 because Blue Jays is 23, but I don't know. Just like we said the other day, Blue Jays might stay on 26 wins here. That's a big number with the Yankees. A lot of teams come and go with 26 against the Yankees. Okay, same scenario as yesterday with the Phillies and Mets. The Phillies pitcher can pick up his 39th career loss. New York 39. Phillies can get the 12th home loss. Mets 12. And there's some value with the Mets again today, so Mets seem to have the better riddle for the second day in a row. They edged out the Phillies yesterday. Same indicators are there that they can win again today. So, and then the Cardinals, I think they win to get to 23-23. 23 is the 9th prime number. They keep the Pirates on 9 home wins, and the Pirates get their 9th straight loss. Plus Cardinals equals 81, which has a square root of 9. Cardinals also equals 45, which is the 9th triangular. So I see a big tribute to 9 here. And of course that makes sense to do in baseball because baseball is a game of 9s. 9 innings. Fastest inning you could have if strikeouts is 9 straight pitches. Of course the fastest inning you could really have is 3 people popping out to the catcher. But anyway, I think that 23-9 thing is in effect. Indians and Tigers. The Tigers got a prayer to upset today. They're huge dogs if you want to stick them in a parlay. If the Tigers win, they're 12-12 at home with number 12 on the mound. Detroit's 37, the 12th prime. So they got it shot. Huge dogs. And the Rangers and the Stros. Again, Astros. Got a lot going on here. They can give the Rangers the 32nd loss. Houston 32. They can give the Rangers the 20th loss in the division. Astros 20. And they can give Jordan Lyles his 65th career loss. Minute Maid Park 65. So that looks like 3 strikes and you're out for the Rangers. Orioles and Rays. I assume the Rays win that first game. They're winning the second game for the 33-18 thing. I don't feel real good about any of that, but it's about the only thing I could possibly see in that game. So, and then the Dodgers and Rockies. Again, I think the Dodgers are going to win 3 out of 4 here. It's a 4-game series. They get that 38th win. Colorado 38, Colorado Rockies 163, the 38th prime, Colorado the 38th state. But truly not anything real clear for tonight. There's nothing real clear to me about tonight's game. But the Dodgers winning 3 out of 4. Like if let's say the Dodgers lost tonight, I'd take them to win the next 3 games. But yeah, they should win 3 out of 4. So law of averages are on their side. And again, NBA tonight, we said whoever wins the first game should win the second game. So I'm sticking with that thought. Heat can start 2-0. Heat equals 20. It's 20-20. Celtics lose tonight. They're 8-5 in the playoffs. Boston 85. Basketball 85. I did throw out one devil's advocate narrative for the Celtics. So if you like the Celtics tonight, stick with your guns. They have a little narrative, but I think the Heat got a little bit better thing. And in the NFL... Again, I'm about to go to your guys' calls, but tonight the Bengals coach can become 2-16, 216, the Cleveland area code. They love a lot. Remember, speaking of 216, it was a huge 216 riddle when the Browns ended their. Remember how the Browns had that losing streak forever, and it was actually the game where Mayfield got put in like sometime in the second quarter. I think he had 47 yards passing when he came in, and the whole momentum swung. But that game was like 216 days from Jim Brown's birthday, and we predicted. We said, watch, the Browns are going to end their losing streak tonight, 216 days from Jim Brown. They set this up on prime time because they got the 216 with Jim Brown. Tonight makes sense for Cleveland's long losing streak to end. Just so much Cleveland 216 stuff over the years. The year the Cavs won the finals in Game 7 on the real King James's birthday, that Game 7 was in Golden State. But remember that Game 6, 216 combined points, the last game in Cleveland for the year. It was 2016, 2016, lose your 0, 216, Cleveland basketball championships, ending the Cleveland drought. So Zach Taylor becoming 2-16 as a coach in the 216. They'll probably have like a Busy Bone on the field or something. Bone equals 216, the hip hop group from Cleveland. I can't go against a Cleveland 216 riddle. Plus all the TNF numbers are with Mayfield if he wins. Get his 13th career win, TNF 13. He'll become 4-1 against the Bengals. TNF 41. So I'm going to leave it there. Those are my thoughts for today. And because we're still connected, thank God. I thought we were going to have to quit at the beginning because it was just insane trying to get this thing started. What I'm going to do now is go out to the callers, but let me get the phone line open. Got to hit a couple buttons, and it is officially open. So first come, first serve. If you guys want to call in, try to. Some people call in and they have like all these thoughts that are conflicting. Don't do that, you guys, because it doesn't really help out with anything. It's just like calling in and adding confusion and doubt. But if you have something that you really like or something you want to ask a question about, let's do that. But let's not call in and. Anyway. Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
I had a question. I'm looking at ProFootballReference.com, and it's in regards to that game you were talking about where Mayfield replaced Tyrod Taylor in the first game of his rookie year. Is that counted as a win for Mayfield then, even though he didn't start the game? Because then he would have 13 wins.
Well, then he could pick up his 14th win, which is also TNF, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I think it's better to look at their career starts. But I do hear what you're saying. And what you are saying is worth acknowledging because there has been some situations where, like, damn, they seem to actually have gone with the one where it was also the game where he didn't start, but he got credited with the winner or the loss. So that's why Pro Football Reference is different than the website I use, which is, what is it? Hold on, I'm going to put it up here. This site is the best for football stats, footballdb.com. It has all the official starts and wins and losses. So usually that's where the riddle is.
Okay. And then another thing I wanted to bring up, because today, where the Rays are playing in Baltimore, but the second game is actually a home game.
Right.
I noticed that in the standings, they still would count it as an away.
Oh, really?
Like tomorrow, if you look at it tomorrow, whatever happened in that game for the Rays still counts as an away game.
Really?
That's what I've seen.
Okay, maybe that's why some of the stats have been screwing earlier year things. Okay, all right.
So,
Appreciate it. All right, thanks. Good observations. All right, see you. But yeah, even if Mayfield had 13 wins, he could still pick up 14 on TNF, which is also 14.
Phone.
Caller?
OC.
Caller?
Hey, Zach. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Yeah, so I got some good, consistent riddles today.
Okay.
So, to start off, I think we should break down the word Thursday. Thursday equals 116.
True.
And there's 3 games I have today where teams can, match that 116 somehow. The first one being the Red Sox if they lose. The Twins if they lose. I know you're leaning.
Oh, you're
White
saying
Sox.
because the Red Sox would be 10 and 16, kind of like 116. I see what you're saying. Okay. Twins,
Right.
yeah, Twins
And
if they lose, yeah,
yeah.
that's true also, and that would go with the picking up the 37th loss for Maeda. So okay.
Right. And not necessarily 116, but the Rockies losing would make them 11-16.
Okay, so you'd still have that 116 in the pattern. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right. And then now moving on with the Yankees, it's 1 month and 16 days to Tanaka's birthday.
Okay.
But I guess I want to be consistent, but this is the only flop. He could get his 46th loss, and Thursday also equals 46.
And we got the lesser date numerology of 46. Yeah, that's true. That was the one thing to go against Tanaka. Yeah.
Right. Don't like using Francis Bacon as much, but Phillies equals 116. And Nola's birthday is June 4th, also written 4/6. But I know you like the Mets in that game.
I'm going with the same philosophy as yesterday. That 39's on the board going against the Phillies.
Right. Okay. And then I guess just for extra 2 cents, Tampa Bay Lightning. It's possible that they win today. We know that they equal 179.
Right.
But at the same time, it's 179 days since the owner's birthday, who was born 3/22, March 22nd.
Interesting.
Right. And Jeffrey M. Vinnick equals 73, which is the 21st prime. And I think that's on the numerology for today.
Okay. Yeah, if the Lightning do not advance today, they really could be in trouble because we saw how that stuff lines up with the Islanders if they get past today. But I don't know.
Right.
That 179's been everywhere with Tampa, so it makes a lot of sense for them to do it today. We'll see.
Right. Cool. Just want to throw these out there. And, yeah.
All right, we're going to watch that 116. Yeah, because we figured out that the Monday moon gematria definitely matters. I'm trying to figure out. We know that the Sunday gematria matters. Wednesday and 44 seems to definitely matter, but we're still trying to figure out these other days of the week. So yeah, we see this 46, 116 stuff play. We'll take mind of that. I
I have
appreciate it.
another one. Sorry, one more real quick. Chicago also equals 46.
That's true.
The Chicago pitcher, Lopez, equals, the last name Lopez equals 74, English ordinal. He can give the White Sox their 33rd win, because we know 74 and 33 go
True.
together. But I wanted to add on to the 46th Thursday riddle. So, let's see. His full name is 57, reversible reduction, like the span from the Twins pitcher's birthday to today. It's 257 days from the Chicago pitcher's B-Day to today, and that's the 55th prime. And we know that's the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number, and he can keep the team on 10 home losses with the win.
Okay. Good research.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Jack.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, later.
That's it. Yeah, there's some value in the White Sox today. It's interesting how much value they have. Again, the thing that really jumps out to me is if Maeda gets beat, he gets his 37th career loss, a number that plays a lot in Chicago. So I got to go back and see what happened in this first inning. How do you not get your runner home when you have a runner on third base with no outs? Okay. So you have runners on first and third with no outs. Oh, so Bogart strikes out swinging, which just makes no sense. You can't be in the major league and strike out if you got runners on first and third. You can't be that bad. You got to make contact with the ball. You shorten up your swing. It's not hard. Caller?
Hey, one thing I want to say, I was looking at the referee alignment for today's game with the Miami Heat.
Okay.
If you type in Miami into Gematria, you get 16, and we have a ref.
Well, Heat is 16. Heat is 16.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Heat. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Heat is 16. So you have a referee aligned for today. That's just another thing that's going for Miami Heat. So I'm pulling for them too.
If the Heat win today, they'll also be 13-6 in the bubble, and 136 is the 16th triangular number. So.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But hold on. Oh, I see. The referee on the court is number 16. Oh,
correct. And yeah, I don't think it could be any more rigged than that. So I got a good feeling about them today with you.
Okay, David Guthrie, number 16. Yeah, they're making fun of us. Okay. All right. Yeah, good observation, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, thank you. Take care. Okay. I mean, just look at that. Baseball's so stupid. You got runners on first and third, and the two guys up strike out. I mean, come on, man. You can't just hit a little grounder. Oh my gosh, it's not even hard to get the runner home. Fouled out to catcher. I love it. 2 strikes out. Oh my God, just embarrassing. All those guys should get sent back to the minors. Plus, you need a new manager. You need a new base coach. Nobody knows how to do anything out there. They should have interrupted our live stream. I would have told them how to get a run home. Let's see.
Who's from?
Caller?
Hey, Zach.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? I just had this one little thing for you. So I see the Dodgers picture today, right? From his birthday to today's day, it's 36 days after his birthday. And you can get them to 36 wins.
Okay. Dodgers pitcher 36, and Dodgers equals 36. Can get the 36th win 36 days after his birthday. Again, I'm thinking the Dodgers are going to win 3 out of 4, so the odds are in their favor, but that's a good catch. Okay.
Yep, and then they can go into Friday with, 36 wins. Friday equals 36. 2 out of the 4 main ciphers. So.
Okay, good one.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
All right, man. Yeah, that was all I had for you.
All right, good work. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
See. Okay, so Dodgers. I was actually looking up Mookie Betts to see, because I was like, okay, the Dodgers' next win's 36. They're 36 in the most pure cipher. Why today? What is it about today? Maybe they're. You know what? I did think about something for today. Today leaves 105 days left in the year, right? Jackie Robinson Day is normally April 15th, which is the 105th day of the year. So maybe that's the symbolism of getting the 36th win on the day leaving 105 days left in the year. But okay. Again, the password, King James, all lowercase, and in the NFL, it's NFL 2020, NFL all in caps. So, I'm using the same passwords every week for basketball and football. And last year, I used to just put them out on my somewhat secretive blog, and some of you guys are complaining, you're like, well, anyone could get that, and we're supposed to be paying for the content, so that's why I password protected it this year. Some people are complaining about the password. Again, it's just a reminder, it's impossible to make everyone happy, but I'm using the same password every week. King James, lowercase, all one word, NFL 2020, all caps. Pretty easy to remember codes in light of what we talk about. So, let me check in with the chat while we wait on the next call. If we're out of calls, we can always wrap it up, because, tell you what, I've been living on this computer. All right, we got another call here.
All from.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Hey, you got the Gematria Effect, you got the other number up there, the 213 number, but I already got the
Oh, shit.
number saved.
I got the wrong number on the screen. My fault, you guys. My fault.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but the what's the odds of, the baseball game synced up with the Miami and Boston, and then you got the Rockies and Dodgers too. But to add on to
True.
theory about the Dodgers winning three out of the four, I'm thinking the Lakers probably go 4-1 too, knock the Nuggets out. It'd just be one game difference.
Yeah. Again, I think worst case scenario for. You know what we should look at? The Lakers will either win that series 4-1 again or 4-0. There's a chance at 4-0 because if they go 4-0, then they're 25-7 against the Nuggets in the playoffs, and that was a huge number with Kobe's death, 257, and Los Angeles Lakers is 257. But hold on, let's look at the 2009 NBA playoffs real quick because we found out that that's what they're paralleling this to. The year that Kobe won his 4th ring, and he beat Houston and Denver. I just want to see what he did in those series. So hold on, I'm going back to 2009 real quick. All right, so LA beat Utah 4-1 the first round that year. Just like how they went 4-1 over Portland this year. Then they beat Houston 4-3, which is a little bit different. They beat Houston 4-1 this year.
Obvious, like when you look at the numbers when you've been gambling a while, it's like the Lakers gonna be like minus 450, like.
I think it's 550. I think it's 550. You have to bet 550 to win 100 for the series.
Yeah, but you just like a $50 bet, it ain't even worth,
Right.
There's no value in going with the Lakers, so
yeah.
So I just wanted to point out you had the wrong number. Maybe some callers couldn't get through that way. Calling the 213 number, and that the Rockies are synced up with the Dodgers, and that's how we figured Denver win too. So we looked ahead at the Dodgers schedule and seen they were playing the Rockies. Like, they just did it in the Boston game. They got to do it in the Colorado game, too. So.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, appreciate it, man. Good observations.
All right, Zach.
All right, thank you. Yeah, sorry if you guys were calling the 213 number. My bad. That's the Wednesday night radio show, and I got to switch the graphic when I start the show in the morning. Forgot to do that. So, just getting too flustered with all the internet connectivity issues. If you guys got here late, it was a blessing because I could not stay connected at the beginning of the show. If you guys are doing real-time betting on this baseball game, remember the only shot for the Red Sox to... Well, I shouldn't say the only shot, but the best riddle for the Red Sox to win is through Eovaldi, the pitcher, because he can get his 49th career win. But again, there was nothing real strong in the head-to-head. If the Red Sox escape on 32 losses, that is the overlap number. But Eovaldi, if he gets pulled and there's no decision, then the majority of that riddle's out the window. Caller?
Yeah, I noticed something real interesting. I noticed the Dodgers clinched the playoff spot yesterday on their 50th game. Today, the White Sox can clinch a playoff spot in their 50th game, and it'll be both of these teams will be the only teams to clinch a playoff spot this far in their 50th game. So I thought that was kind of interesting since the caller called in about they had did some research on the White Sox. So
okay, well
teams,
here let's
rewind.
That's a great observation. Now remember when that first no-hitter happened with the White Sox, I said okay, it's 42 days after Giolito's birthday. He's who threw it. And 59 days to the start of the World Series. And that was right around the time of the whole Jackie Robinson thing. And I said, okay, 42 and 59, we know how they connect to Black history, Jackie Robinson. And I made the point, I said, could there be a connection to L.A. with this? And I said, the only thing I can think of with L.A. and the White Sox is Dr. Dre, the rapper from L.A., because he was always known for wearing his White Sox hat.
Always wearing that White Sox hat,
Yeah, even songs about it, lyrics about it, every music video the White Sox hat on. So, and again, that might sound stupid to some people, but that's how they do this stuff. Why was Dr. Dre, who claims L.A., always wearing a White Sox hat?
White Sox hat. And like you said about George Floyd being killed on Chicago Street, that could connect something too. Put Chicago kind of in the mix. So it's possible that it could be Chicago Twins in the AL for the pennant. Possible.
It is possible because we were saying it was all through George Floyd and the race stuff, and I was thinking it was more about the Twins, and they still got a shot. But if the White Sox clinch today, You're right. We got to really acknowledge that. So.
And you know what else is funny about that? I try to go on MGM Grand sites and put in a future for White Sox Dodgers. I know they done took all like that kind of stuff they took down. You can only get like who's gonna win it now. I noticed after the Dodgers clinched yesterday, you can no longer do futures for who they're gonna play.
Wow.
And that's interesting on this 50 game. So I think I might take a little serious look at the White Sox. And since they're playing the Twins today, so I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, I just want to remind people too, the way they sync up all these sports. We just saw what happened on Sunday. White Sox had the first no-hitter. Cubs got the second no-hitter, so both Chicago. And in football, the Bears had the miraculous comeback. On Sunday, every single Chicago team won on Sunday. The first Sunday of the NFL season, all these narratives, connected rituals. So yeah, the White Sox, because George Floyd was killed on the corner of Chicago Avenue, they are definitely part of the riddle, and again, everything you're talking about. So yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah, but I guess it's up to they win it today. So they big dogs, but they win it today on their 50th game. The day after LA to find a way someone could put a feature in there, find a site where you can do that, because that might be just like a good little feature.
Before you go anywhere, before the next caller gets me on something different, I got to look up Dr. Dre, how old he is right now. And I'm going to measure just in case they're running riddles through Dr. Dre. So Dr. Dre's birthday is February 18th. That's the 49th day of the year. He was born in 65. That means he turned 55 years old this year. He's 55 this year. Because I'm just thinking, okay, the Bears thing was 55. It was on a Sunday. All right, hold on. Let's just see. The World Series starts October 23rd. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just thinking, like, it's funny because now they already played a 49 game, and you were saying something about Dr. Dre 49 going into their 50th game, so I can see the connection already with him.
All right. The World Series starts 8 months and 5 days after his birthday. All I can say about that is Mookie Betts came from Boston, the land of 85, but I'm going to think more about it, because when I think L.A. and White Sox, all I can think of is Dr. Dre and his hat, so...
That's a good connection. I think that could be possible. I think outside of Dodgers Twins, it could be Dodgers White Sox, because also it's a racial thing. Get it? Dodgers playing the White Sox.
Here's something else. Yeah, exactly. With the whole White Sox, exactly. From the World Series to Dr. Dre's upcoming birthday is 118 days, which stands out more to me because Los Angeles, California is 118. It's on the 118th Meridian West. Their birthday's on the day, leaving 118 days left in the year. So I don't know. You know what? That's also synced up with his 56th birthday, and we know how big 56 has been this year. So.
That's huge.
But I guess, okay, so Dr. Dre, he's known for the White Sox hat. Has this guy ever been related in any way to the Dodgers, though? Does he show up to Dodgers games? I have to do some research on this guy.
I've never seen him in any kind of Dodgers gear.
I haven't either. I don't know anything about, I've never heard, now that I think about it, he doesn't even show up at the Lakers games as far as, do they keep this guy, doesn't Eminem have lyrics about Dr. Dre's daddy's locked in my basement or something? So.
Something like that. Yeah, that's interesting right there. He's never worn any like LA gear. He's always in that damn black and white White Sox hat.
He is. And
always.
Is he ever even at Lakers games? Snoop Dogg is, but is Dr. Dre?
Yep, never seen him.
Where is that guy?
Never seen him connected with LA any kind of way.
Yeah, where is he really at? All right, I appreciate it.
Who he's really support.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Watch Dr. Dre dies on the first day of the World Series. Caller.
Hey, what's up, Jack, man?
What's up?
Hey, remember you had asked about the area code thing with the 312, and I had told you it's just the reverse of LA. That's what it's all about, the 213-312 ritual.
Oh, and Chicago's the 312. Chicago's the 312 area code. Chicago the 312.
Yeah, so when that one guy called in talking about how the Sox was the team, he was breaking it down. That's what it was about, 213-312. And Minnesota is Chicago kills Minnesota like George Floyd got killed on Chicago Avenue.
Right.
It's a deeper ritual. It's deeper than what a lot of people think, but just the reverse. That's all they doing. It's some sick shit, but that's all they doing though.
Yeah, that's a. And you know what? George Floyd was 46 years old, and Chicago equals 46. So.
Exactly, and that's the problem with tonight's game because I do a lot of MQs. I know you're not a big fan of it, but Chicago can go 4-6 against Minnesota tonight. That's my only concern. I see the 37.
Do you mean for the year? Do you mean for the year they can go 4-6?
Yeah, all time for 2020. Yeah.
They could also go 5-5. Yeah, that's trouble though. 5-5 can make some sense. Minneapolis 55, but yeah, I hear you on the 4-6. Okay.
Yeah, that's my only concern with that game. And for that hockey game tonight, people got to remember that today is Thursday. Thursday is Thor's Day, the God of Thunder. Lightning win on Thursday, so that's why I'm saying that. I think the hockey game, it makes sense to go one more game because if the Islanders lose in the conference series for their record in conference series, they'll be 5-6. So they get the coronavirus tag on them for New York, but they're gonna lose to Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay wins this series, they be 3-3.
If Tampa Bay wins tonight, remember Tampa Bay Lightning 179, today's 17/9. Buccaneers 179. The Rays just fell to 17-9. Was it at home or away yesterday? So that number keeps playing with them. So if the Lightning advance today, it makes a lot of sense. People made great observations though. If the Lightning lose tonight, there's a nice riddle for the Islanders to win that Game 7. So.
Well, I don't think the Islanders gonna win. I think they'll get to Game 7. They'll get the coronavirus cold slapped on them. They'll be 5-6. In conference semifinals.
Wait a minute. All right, you like the Lightning, but you don't think they're going to win on Thor's Day, the Thunder and Lightning thing?
No. I think they got a chance to win today because of Thor's Day. That's what I'm saying. I think it's over because they could win on today because it is Thor's Day, the God of Thunder.
Now, I just got to make sure. Did you hear everything we talked about if it goes to Game 7 with the Islanders? Did you hear what we said yesterday?
Yeah, I heard, but if you go to M2, it's perfect for Tampa Bay because if they win, they're 2-3 right now, all time in conference semifinals. If they beat New York, they be 3-3. So anyway they go, they're gonna beat New York, and then New York will be 5-6. They get hit with that coronavirus code.
Okay.
That's what I peeped on MQ when I looked at it. So they're 5-5. If they lose, they'll be 5-6 all time in conference semifinals.
Okay.
The coronavirus code. Remember how the coronavirus kind of effed up New York?
Sure. Indeed. Indeed. All right, yeah, good thoughts. I appreciate it. Okay.
Who's from?
Caller?
Hey, Zach, this is Joe, the guy that recommended Eric 77 to you.
Great recommendation.
Hey, I was wanting to know, have you been looking at NASCAR lately?
No, I have not. I've been looking at a lot of books. That's what my free time is, just packaging books and keeping up with emails, so I haven't had as much time to do stuff.
Well, hopefully I caught you at a good time here. I was going to say, I think Jimmy Johnson's going to win this weekend. He's going to break a streak of 122 losses, or winless streak.
Okay.
And I think
it's his birthday today. Today's his birthday, you know that?
What's that?
It's his birthday today.
Yeah, that's right, it is. That's right. But there's something weird going on. I'll give you some things. I think they're tying it into a couple of things. One thing I noticed today is that it will be 122 days from when Adolfo Nicholas died.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Okay.
So I think the 122 streak is going to be busted there. I also think Logano's going to win the championship, but he may not win another race. So I think it's going to go down as Johnson's going to get hot. They're going to build it up. Oh, he should have won the championship this year, but he fell short of qualifying, 6 points.
I see.
Have you ever heard of the St. Bartholomew Massacre?
I have.
Okay, that was on 8/24/1572, and a few weeks ago I looked into it and I said, darn, looks like they're following this pattern. A couple of weeks ago on 9/6, which on the Julian calendar is 8/24, they had number 24 win, and that was his first win in like 98 races.
Okay.
His first. Okay, and the following race, this is where it gets. Is I thought, well, I just kept on seeing 12. I said, well, maybe they want 12 to win. I just kept seeing the number. Well, the guy who won the next race was on the 12th, was car number 2, but he was born on, get this, 2/12/84.
Huh.
And Johnson's going for his 84th win the next time out.
Interesting.
And then you got that 12-2. You switch that around. That's 1-2-2.
And just so people understand the significance of that number to the Jesuits, Isus Hominum Salvator is 122, just like Pope Francis is 122. He's the first Jesuit pope, and then Jesuit alone is 84, like Pope Francis has 84 birth numerology. Right now, while all this stuff's happening, it's his 84th year of life. He'll turn 84 this year, so...
Yeah, NASCAR.com has Johnson listed at 22 to 1 odds.
Huh.
Their odds can be way off sometimes. Another thing, they got him starting 24th. And
Hey, real quick, before you say any more, have you noticed anything with the 22 to 1 odds? Because Carr is 22 in the most pure cipher, so I just wonder if you've noticed any kind of patterns with the 22 to 1 odds.
No, I haven't, but I think 22 is going to win it all this year. That's Logano.
Okay.
He's going to be 11,126 days old on November 8th, which is 10/26 on the Julian. But there's some. I just think he's the guy. I think that's how it's going to play. He's not real popular, and it'll be kind of like, oh, look at this guy. He's given a championship kind of thing,
Sure.
And they call Johnson 7-time. And this would be his 8th. And I think this guy could win 4 of the next 8, just like his number. He might win more. I don't know. There's some nonsense going on like that.
Okay.
I know 89 is the 24th prime, but that's asking a lot. He's sitting at 83 wins. That's 6 out of 8, but it is rigged.
Sure. Question: is there anybody that uses the number 27 in NASCAR that you're aware of? Number 27 car?
Oh, boy, right off the top of my head, it doesn't ring a bell. It must be a nobody if there is one.
Okay, I'm just asking because I just know that this Saturday's race leaves 103 days left in the year, the 27th prime. Those numbers come together a lot in case there's a 27 connection out there. So just wanted to ask about that.
No, I can't say can't think of anything. Another thing I've been looking at is... have you ever heard of anybody using, counting the numerical strings, I guess, on the decimal digits of pi, anything like that? You ever notice that?
I haven't, but I want to add to your theory now about your 122 thing. So Bristol Motor Speedway, where they're racing, equals 266. Isus Hominum Salvator is 266 in the same cipher. It's also 122. So... Yeah, based on your whole thing about 122, I'm thinking it's got some rhyme and reason to it. Now that especially I look at the racetrack.
He drives for Allied. That equals 22.
Okay.
And I think some type of reverse reduction or something else. And they call the place the Last Great Coliseum.
Okay.
And Francis Bacon, that equals 804, and he's going for his 84th win.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's God, I almost want to take the time to decode the race. What else is weird is this race is 277 days after Pope Francis's birthday. That's the 59th prime. Pope Francis equals 59. He's the 266th Pope. So I just be aware of some of these numbers too, just in case your theory is not right. And I'm not saying it's wrong because I haven't done any research, but I see that 266 and how much they sync up stuff with the Pope. So I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be some sort of Pope riddle they're doing here. And you're onto the Jesuit thing right now, which is already the right kind of pattern. So that could be it, because 122 is a huge number with the Pope, and your whole theory is based on that. So, anyway, go ahead. I'm just saying is, okay, there's some things here to support what you're saying. So.
I have just one more thing. They seem to make a big deal he just missed the playoff by 6 points. The next win by Chevrolet this season will be number 6. So.
Okay, interesting.
There's that 87 was interesting for when you applied it to pi. I forgot what it was. I know they got him I can't think of it right now. I didn't even watch where they put these guys at, where they're pitting at. and I think he's hitting in 28th or something like that. I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
But
Just since we're talking NASCAR, to remind people, NASCAR resumed this year after the coronavirus break on May 21st, and that date could be written 5/21, like 521, which is the 98th prime number, and the name of the track that day was 98, and the guy who won the race, his full name equaled 98, and there was a story days before that race that his child had just died. So realize they do the same type of riddles with NASCAR, and so.
And they usually have somebody die as far as their team goes. Somebody in the team will die, and that'll be the winner for the year,
Yeah, it's a sick game.
Yeah.
So.
But I guess that's pretty much all I got. But I'm pretty darn sure. I mean, it looks like Johnson's going to win, and I think he might get on a roll.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on that. You called it, so I appreciate the information.
Okay, you have a good one,
all right.
Zach.
Yeah, take care. See you.
Bye.
So his whole theory was on 122, right? And I was just listening, but see how the racetrack is 266? Look at the Jesuit motto. If I can spell it right. There it is, 266 122.
From
Caller?
Yeah, Zach, I just heard the caller about NASCAR, but pretty much that's what I was saying the few times I called in. Everybody who wins a race this season, their birthday's been lining up with some Jesuit order numbers. Either 145, 172, 201, one of these numbers. So that's why I've been trying to get you to decode a little NASCAR, because the odds out there for some of these racers are crazy. Like when I think his name is Cole Custer, when he won his first race of his career, it was 172 days after his birthday. He was like 150 to 1 odds or something. Like, some of these NASCAR odds are insane.
Sure.
And the riddles are not, they're not too hard to see through. Like, you seen the 266 and 122 connection just right off the bat. So I was trying to get you to, I know there's a lot going on with everything, but some of these NASCAR odds are definitely something to look into for sure. But that's all I really had. And I also wanted to just throw this out there. There might be some 56 riddles as well, because they just announced the PS5 release yesterday, and its release day is November 12th, which was 56 days away from yesterday. So I thought that was just insane that they finally announced the release date for the PS5, and it's 56 days away. It's just another
video games. Is that what you mean? Video game system? PS5?
Yeah, PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Everything's got to be 56 this year. Crazy. And yeah, NASCAR had the huge 56 riddle earlier this year with the Confederate flag ban and the Black Lives Matter car, and so.
Yeah, for sure. Zach, I mean, NASCAR and the Jesuit Catholic numbers, they go hand in hand.
Well, I know Dr. Savage 84, if he's out there, he 3 weeks in a row he got the number one car. He won big bets. He won a lot of money in 3 weeks on small bets, nailing the number one driver 3 weeks in a row following these number patterns. So.
Yep. And the sweet thing is, if you can name the number one driver or even top three, depending on where you're betting at, there's a lot of ways to win money in NASCAR. But if you can, like, team that up with a 2-3 team parlay, like, you can turn $5 into, like, $20,000.
That's exactly how Big Al turned $5 into over $10,000, because we were right on with the Nationals beating the Astros in Game 7, which was part of his parlay, and he put in a few UFC fights that just looked golden. $5 paid over $10,000 off that.
Yep, and that's what I'm doing as well. There's a UFC event this Saturday. It's the same day as the NASCAR event. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to get money out here, but I think the Jesuit order, looking at those connections between fighters and racers, is the easiest way. Cause, I mean,
that's how Big Al did it. And just remember, guys, this Saturday leaves 103 days left in the year. The 27th prime, those numbers come together a lot. So Saturday, 103 days left, 27th prime. Remember that combo.
Yep.
All right, man.
Yep, but that's all I appreciate it, man.
All right, yeah, take care. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Call from
Caller.
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I just tuned in to you, about 10, 15 minutes ago, and I heard you guys talking about the White Sox in Chicago.
Right.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with it. It might be a shaming ritual for the city of Chicago, but the Netflix star Jerry Harris, he just got arrested on pornography charges.
What's his name?
He's being arraigned in Jerry Harris. He's on that Netflix show called Cheer.
I haven't heard of it, but I'm looking it up. He's a black guy too. Okay, so a black guy getting shamed. Cheer.
Yeah, and he's from Naperville, Illinois, but he's getting arraigned in Chicago. And if you look up his name, it lines up with Chicago.
It's just like R. Kelly. This is just like what they did with R. Kelly. It's like R. Kelly Part 2.
Yeah. So I think it's a shame enrichment for Chicago. So you might be right. Chicago might be in the World Series. Or
they're doing something with
I'm
Chicago.
sure,
both no-hitters. The Bears game. There's something going on. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
Michael Jordan. That's the other thing to think about, because the basketball thing's all about LeBron. Can he overcome Jordan? Jordan, Chicago. It's all related. So, okay, July 14th. And by the way, speaking of Chicago, if LeBron wins the finals this year, he'll be 4-6. What's Chicago equal? 46. So.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, even if it might not be baseball, but it might be football. Like you said, the Madden simulation had the Bears in the Super Bowl, so I think something's gonna happen with Chicago this year.
Yeah, they're telling us Chicago. Something's up with Chicago, so okay. I see that today's 65 days after his birthday, or his 66th day of his age. We have 66 date numerology, 66 the 11th triangular number, black 11, 66 connects to the NFL. I'll do some more research on this story. And I never heard of him before today. Jerry Harris or the show
I
Cheer.
never heard of him either.
Okay.
I never heard
Cheer.
of him either. It's just my coworker just happened to bring it up. She was so surprised, and I'm like, "Who is the guy?" He's like, "He's on a Netflix show."
Well, I just see what
Cheer.
they're
I'm
doing,
like,
man. Cheer equals 30. So does the N-word. So does slavery. So does Tuskegee. Remember, the 30 was the riddle with the Deontay Wilder fight earlier this year, if you were here. But today has 30 date numerology as well. So this is some more N-word shaming type ritual, and it's just like what they did with R. Kelly. So yeah, this is some sick joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to let you know about that. Keep up the good work, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, 30. That was the Deontay Wilder fight with the 30-year anniversary of the Buster Douglas 42-1 Tyson fight. It's all the same stuff.
From.
Caller.
Hey, how you doing? Just some things to add here with the Chicago White Sox. So they can do the 33-17 thing. Obviously, 317 is the 66 prime, and it's a 66 date numerology. And we were just talking about that guy with the child porno charges, and his name has a 66 in it.
True.
I'm sorry, no, wasn't it 66 days from his birthday or something like that?
It's a 66. It's a 66 day of his age. And you know what? I need to say also about this guy's birthday. His birthday is July 14th. 14/7 World Series equals 147. So this could even be part of a World Series riddle. Yeah.
All right. Well, today, let's see. There was a few things here with Chicago. So it's 37 days to the World Series.
Chicago. 37.
Chicago, right? Kenta Maeda, the Twins pitcher, he can get his 37th loss.
Exactly. That's what stands out.
It's also 5 weeks and 2 days from the World Series, and he'll start 5-2. Obviously, that's the big Minnesota number. He'll stay on 52 season wins as well.
Yep. Yep.
Beyond that, Rick Renteria, White Sox manager, can get his 307th win.
Okay,
right?
That's the 63rd prime. Major League
He'll
63, Major League Baseball 63.
Oh, yeah, it's 63rd prime. Yep. And that's also like 37.
Exactly.
And he'll stay on 390 losses, which is like 39.
White Sox 39.
Yep. That's it right there. He would get his 234th win today, which Chicago marked the beast equals 234.
Okay.
And
this is the manager Renteria, right?
This Renteria, that would obviously go with the whole 33, with the 317, right? The 66. Look at the beast number, the beast whole
Well,
thing
the other
right
thing
there.
about 234 is it's the reflection of 432, and when you add those numbers together, it's 666. So there's a few things that are about that number, but yeah.
Perfect. Also, I was just looking up since they couldn't clinch that playoff spot today. It would be the first time since 2008. But today's 44 days after Lori Lightfoot's birthday, the Chicago Mer.
Okay, and she has all the parallels to Obama number 44. Okay.
Yeah, Chicago equals 44. It's
Oh,
99 days
man,
to
I just thought about that because if LeBron becomes 4-6 this year, right? Chicago 46, Biden could become the 46th president. How did he make his name? Essentially by being the VP to Obama, who claims Chicago. So I'm starting to see a bigger web here and why Chicago could make sense. So, okay, keep going.
All right, that's freaking golden. It's 99 days to Rick Rent's birthday. Jupiter equals 99. Obviously, Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. And like I said, it was 44 days after Lightfoot's birthday, and it's 45. Jupiter also equals 45. And Renteria, his name, equals 45. So there seems like there's a big ritual today with the White Sox clinching that spot. And hitting those that 31766. I mean, it's obviously the other than the whole like 56 and Corona stuff, the whole number of the beast thing has been huge in sports today, and I don't see how they don't at 317 today.
I hear you, and I didn't realize that the White Sox manager actually began as the Cubs manager before he went to the White Sox, so he has a double Chicago connection too.
Yeah, he's got the double Chicago's connection. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thinking it looks pretty good. I think that was it. I had done a pretty good decode on them. Another thing I wanted to mention because the hockey is crazy, and I see why Tampa Bay should play the Stars. That's what it looks like. Perfect setup, right? It's Tampa Bay's 27th season. They could face off against the Stars, right?
Right.
Sounds perfect. And I know yesterday the caller pointed out that if Islanders were to beat Tampa Bay, they'd get that 163rd organization win, right?
Right.
So that's a number I've been looking at a lot, particularly because, okay, so from the start of the season, right, the NHL season, to the pause was 163 days.
Okay.
Obviously, that's the 38th prime.
That's the Islanders number, and they haven't won the Stanley. Well, it's been a span of 38 years. They also did win it 38 years ago because they went on that streak. So, okay, that's interesting.
Span of 38 years. So that's really weird that they would do that 163. And so if you write out planet Saturn, that equals 163, right? And just follow me on this really quick. Planet Saturn equals 163. God Saturn equals 38. Obviously, 163 is the 38th prime. So the 163 days, like I said, is the measurement from the start of the hockey season to the pause. Okay? Now, from the date, September 11th, 2001, to the hockey season restart on August 1st, 81, was a total of 6,900 days. So 69, and Saturn equals 69.
Okay. Yeah.
So that 163 being there could hit, and if Barrett Trotz, just looking at hockey through the whole season, Barrett Trotz has been the guy that has had just massive rituals done for him throughout the season, and I don't think that's arbitrary. Obviously, no one really. I mean, I expected the Islanders to at least make the playoffs, but I didn't think they would get this far. But if he were to win, he'd get that 78th win, right? If Islanders won the Cup, he'd get that 78th win. And that's that big number this year with the Wuhan coronavirus and New York. Obviously, New York was the state with the most cases before California surpassed it. But it doesn't seem arbitrary that the Islanders are up this far. And I don't know, I think if they were to push the Islanders through, it would basically be just to take all the money that was bet on Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay has basically been one of the favorites to win all year. So I just wanted to point that out, just in case people have a ton of money riding on Tampa Bay. Maybe they should hedge with the Islanders because they're at plus 1,000 right now to win the Stanley.
That reminds me that the Lightning dominated last year and then went out in the first round, and it kind of reminds me of like Virginia, what they did losing to the 16 seed and then coming back and winning the championship. So, okay. Yeah.
Definitely something there, right, with that 63. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it just seems weird that the Islanders can get that 163rd win. And like I said, that's planet Saturn. If the Islanders were to get that 163rd win, they do it on Saturday against the Lightning in that final game. And also Saturday is the first day of the new year on the lunar calendar.
Saturday leaves 103 days left in the year. This is the 103rd NHL season.
Yes.
And that's the 27th prime, and it's whose 27th season? Tampa Bay's?
It's Tampa Bay's 27th season, yeah.
Okay.
So they stretched out at least to Saturday. That would be like kind of like a statement thing. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems kind of like something that might happen. Hoping that it happens.
We'll see. Yeah, it's 17-9 though, and we know how big that number's been with Tampa Bay, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 41st prime. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Catch you later.
All right, see you. All right, guys. Let's leave it there. I think it's been a good day. We got a lot of information, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. And again, the notes, they're password protected. Basketball, King James, all lowercase, one word. NFL 2020. Just make your NFL all caps. Those are the passwords. We'll use the same passwords for basketball and baseball, or basketball and football. And all right, hold on. We got to get Cousin Mara in here. One last call. What's up, man?
What's up, Zach? How you feeling, bro?
Doing all right. How are you?
Shit, chilling. So I was just listening to you with all like the NASCAR and all the numbers. You said 103 days left then on Saturday, right?
That's correct.
All right. Yeah, I was just looking at some of the records for like the UFC fighters because I don't know. I'm thinking about possibly doing that NASCAR parlay with some UFC fighters. I'm gonna read off a couple records and see if you can't help us out real quick. So this guy Colby Covington, his record is 15-2. He's in the main event welterweight class against Tyron Woodley. He's 19-5-1. Does anything stand out?
Well, if the one dude loses, he's 15-3, which is a big Jesuit number, 153. Always okay. Decode the fighters though. If anybody can pick up the win or the loss number that fits with the fighter's name, look at their fighting name, okay. Look at their fighting nickname too, because that can matter, and look at their surname. If they can pick up a number that goes with one of those for win or loss, it's usually right there.
Okay, all right, thank you, because I was start decoding.
But those Jesuit numbers have been hot, and 153 is a big Jesuit number. The only thing I would look at is to make sure there's not some. Again, where these fighters are from, if there's some baseball thing, 162 is a big baseball number, but 150, the Jesuit numbers have been really hot in UFC, and a Jesuit number is 153. Jesuit order is 153.
Okay, because like this one guy, Daniel Cerrone, right? He's 36.
That's the cowboy. That's the Daniel Cerrone, the cowboy. Cowboy.
Yeah, he in the co-main event. He's fighting this dude, Nico Price, right? Nico Price is 14-4. I was thinking, like, if Nico loses, isn't that like a reflection of 154? And there's been a lot of 154s popping up.
Catholic's 145. King James is 154. Does LeBron play that day?
On Saturday, yeah. Oh, no, he plays on Friday. My bad. They play Friday.
Okay, hold on. Sweet lady just distracted me. She said I need to look at my phone. Oh. She says I'm too loud for her class. Okay, I just need to talk quieter. Okay. Go ahead. Say that again.
So, you were saying, like, Catholic's 145, so Nico Price could lose against the Cowboy and fall to 14-5. And then Cerrone could pick up his 37th victory and stay on 15th losses.
Again, I can't do fights like this because I have to decode and look at the numbers on the fights. So do what I said. Trust me, UFC's really straightforward. People are killing UFC. Just
right, so you said the names, the nicknames, and where they're from, cousins at?
Well, where they're from doesn't matter so much, just in case they have something synced up that day with a sports game that's going on too. But usually you're just looking for the fighter name, the fighter nickname, and what their record can become. Yes. Can they pick up the winner or the loss with the opponent that has those numbers in their name? If they can, those are usually very promising. And what is it? UFC what this weekend? What fight number is it?
It just says, hold on a second. All I'm saying is it says UFC Apex. It gives the date. Is on ESPN Plus. It doesn't have like a necessary number. I'm not seeing.
Really? I thought they always numbered their events.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I pull up UFC 2.
It is just called UFC Apex. So I'd actually even look at, normally there's a number. So what's UFC Apex equal? 76, 31, 113, 32. So I'd be aware of these numbers for the event. You see guys that can come in here, 113 is the 30th prime, 31 is the 11th prime. I'd pay attention to that too. If you have like a guy can
be. Oh shit! So yeah, the one guy is on 31 victories. He could pick up his 14th loss, and this guy.
Well, UFC Apex is 31 and 32, so watch that. But like, if somebody came in and their fight record was 7-5, probably a good chance they're going to be 7-6 in UFC Apex, this type of thing. So.
All right. Okay. And then just one more thing, food for thought. So I come to find out that there used to be a football team named the Kansas City Cowboys. Did you know that?
Well, the Dallas Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're saying there used to be a Kansas City Cowboys too?
Yep, Kansas City Cowboys. They played in 1920. Look, I'm pulling it up right now. So Kansas City Cowboys were a National Football League team based in Kansas City, Missouri. The team was founded as the Kansas City Blues in 1924 and as the Kansas City Cowboys in 1925 and 26. Now, here's what stuck out to me, Cousin Zach. Didn't the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup last year?
Yeah, they beat Boston.
So this team was the Kansas City Blues in 1924, and then in 1925 and 26, they stopped playing in 1926. Their last 2 years of existence, they were the Kansas City Cowboys.
I just looked it up.
I'm thinking, like,
yeah.
I was like, well, damn, the Blues won the Stanley Cup, so is that foreshadowing? And then the person yesterday talked about the original Cowboys were black and everything, and I'm like,
Kansas City Cowboys equals 102. The Chiefs just won the 100th NFL season. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. That would add to that theory. So, okay, we're going to have to do some more research on the Kansas City Cowboys. Good find.
Yeah. And that's all I had, Cousin Zach. Because, like I said, I mean, the NASCAR thing, I was listening to you, and, like, you just start breaking it down all crazy. So I say, I'm going to do a little $5 parlay with Jimmy Johnson and some UFC fights. And I know Game 3 of Boston and Celtics will be on Saturday also. So I'm just like, well, you know what I mean? Like, let's give this little, situation a shot. Because I don't really do too much with the UFC, but one of the guys on Patreon, he breaks down UFC, so I'm going to ask him to give it a look and see if we can't put a nice little parlay together.
There's a man in this community that makes the majority of his money off UFC, and he does exactly what I just told you to do. He just looks for the fights where the guy can pick up the win or loss, but also be aware of the event. Normally it's a number. Sometimes the number matters. But UFC Apex, I'd look at that Gematria. You see anything, fighter records that can become the numbers that you see up here in the thing, that's probably likely as well. So.
And and then with the whole White Sox thing, remember when I had you look at that ESPN article when ESPN was talking about the most likely scenarios for the World Series, and they had the Rays article up there, the Indians article, and they had nothing on the Oakland or White Sox, and we thought that was interesting. So now we're starting to see. I'm thinking maybe Dodgers and White Sox, and you look that up. They played in a certain year that you had liked also. So it was like a year that the two teams met in the World Series, and that really stood out to you. So I was just trying to remind you if you...
Here, I'm going to go back and look that up real quick. Let's go back and look up this. That's a hot topic today. World Series history.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Thanks, Cousin Zach.
Let's see. White Sox. Okay, definitely wasn't 1906. Hold on, I'm finding the one against the Dodgers.
Yes.
1959. That's what year it was. 59.
Yep. I knew. I was going to say 56, Cousin Zach, but I ain't want to start throwing out numbers.
That White Sox no hitter was 59 days before the World Series. Again, number that connects to Jackie Robinson and the series was 4-2 that year. The Dodgers won it 4-2 in 59. And that was 61 years before 2020, and of course 61 is the 18th prime, and baseball's 18, and race is 18, and it's all about race this year. So, okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So I needed to hear Cousin Zach. I appreciate you, taking time to take up the call and everything. And so Cousin Marhead was the UFC and the Cowboys situation and that the baseball joint. So I think it's weird that the White Sox have overtaken the Rays, and the White Sox they had won like 11 games straight to take over the Rays, and it popped up on my phone, and I said, Joe, you know what? Damn, there it goes right there. They let me know. So
Indeed.
I think that.
Cousin Mar, let me get one more dude in here who really wants to get in, but great call and questions. But there's a guy who wants to get in real bad.
Ahead,
all right, have a good one, man. Take care.
Got you.
Call from.
What's up?
Brother Zach.
Hey, man.
Real quick, for the brother out there that was looking how to decode the fights, yeah, you definitely, like you said, have to run that gematria of the name of the place of where the event is being held. Because Big Al and Big Al is unbelievable at this stuff. But you also want to, wherever it's at, like if it's in Las Vegas.
This is true.
Nevada.
This is true.
So you want to run that as well. And of course, you're looking for name gematria alignment, to win the other opponent. And like you said, the other thing. I just want to help out with that. Real quick, on the Heat Celtics game, I see very possibly for the Celtics to go down 2-0. And I hope they go down 2-0 because then I'm going to be able to try to bet the series. Because what they're going to do is they're going to bring this Gordon Hayward, the white dude that's a pretty decent sharpshooter. He's probably going to come back in and replace not Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker, because he's having a terrible shooting. But anyway, I think the script is to have Gordon Hayward come back and bring them to the finals. Just a thought.
Good thought. Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, guys, have a great day.
All right, take care.
See you.
And it looks like this UFC Apex, they have for these UFC Apex fights, they play in Enterprise, Nevada. So if you want to be aware of the numbers there too, because that could become a consistent thing since they're having fights there for these events. All right, last call and then I'm calling it a day. Houston, Texas, you're closing us out. What's up, Houston?
Yeah, how you doing, Zach?
Hey.
Yeah, so I was looking at your Decode on the Dodgers game.
Okay.
I noticed that there's a prime number relation with the 19 and 8. Like, if Dodgers lose,
I see.
Yeah, there'll be 8. 19. There'll be 8.
Nope, their away record to be 19 and 8, 19 the 8th prime. I do see that. Yeah, you're right.
Right. And then I don't know if the line has anything to do with it. Sometimes I look at that. I don't know if that's like a valid way to look at it. But LA Dodgers, the line is negative 160, which is like a 16. So I don't know. But that plays both ways because Dodgers can get their 16
home loss. Either team
right.
can get the 16. Then, yeah, you're right.
Right. But Rockies can also get Rockies can get a home loss, 16th home loss, and also Dodgers can get their 16th loss. So I don't know. Sometimes, I kind of look at that like that.
Sure. The pitcher Urias, somebody said that today's 36 days from his birthday, and they can get the 36th win, and Dodgers is 36. There's nothing real clear in today's specific game, in my opinion. The prime number thing can be hit and miss. But I really do think the Dodgers will win at least 3 out of 4 in this. Probably 3 out of 4 to get to that 38 win mark, because that's a big number with Colorado, 38. So.
Right.
I think they win 3 out of 4, but today's a little bit iffy.
That's right.
Anything else?
I was looking at the Angels game, right?
Okay.
And, let me just read my notes. Angels can get the 21st win, and D-Backs can get the 32nd loss on the season. It's a 21 dead. Angels equal 32. Then Griffin Cannon is equal to 131, the 32nd prime. Cannon, Angels pitcher can get to 1-3 with a win. And Angels can get the 13th home win and the 31st loss on the season.
Yep.
Angels equals 31, the reflection of 13. And then the manager, Angels manager is Asmus, is his last name Asmus is equal to 13 and 41.
Okay.
You know, 41 to 13 prime.
Right.
13 is also equal to 117, and Arizona Diamondbacks is equal to 117. And then I had as a threat on that, Alex Young with a win will get to 3-3, and if you write out 33 as a word, it's equal to 66, and it's a 66 day.
Anaheim also equals 33 where they play. If the Diamondbacks lost, they'd be 8-19 away. Also, that prime number relationship. It's kind of interesting how that's in both LA games tonight. So.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I have a few more now, but I think. Yeah. I think that's all I want to say for today.
Okay. Appreciate the observations.
Okay.
All right.
No
Good luck. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how the prime number thing is in both LA games. The same prime pattern, 19 to 8th prime. One goes against the Diamondbacks. One goes against the Dodgers. They both play in the NL West. But, yeah, if you guys got here late, we go through the games pretty efficiently today. You can take it from the top. And there's some decent stuff out there. So we'll leave it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. And again, you guys, the UFC, I really want you to practice it because it really is straightforward. And I want you guys to build up your confidence and see that you don't need me to hold your hand. I mean, I'm here to do it and help you guys every single day, but you never know. You never know what could happen in this world. So you want to be able to do this stuff yourself. So UFC is good to practice with. And I did say I was going to take no more calls, but fine. Last call just because it's from Vegas, which seems fitting. Okay, Vegas, you get to take us out. What's up?
Hey, were you still on?
I'm still on.
All right, hey, just in case I miss you tomorrow, for NASCAR Xfinity, Austin Cindric. His date of birth is September 2nd, 1998. Tomorrow, with 22 date numerology, he will be 22 years, 2 weeks, and 2 days old. He drives car number 22. Team owner Roger Penske was born on February 20th.
Okay. Mr. 22. Okay.
Just putting it out there. Like I said, just in case I miss you tomorrow.
Okay. Appreciate that tip. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. See you. Hey, Austin Cindric, 144, like Jesuit order. Interesting. He's got that Jesuit connection. Okay. Well, good practice. Things to look into. We'll leave it there, you guys. Good luck today. I'll see you tomorrow.